Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Daniela. I'm 33. I live in New York City, and we are here on a body recomposition glute rebuilding journey together. This is week 8. How fun that we are already at week 8. I thought I was gonna stop at week 8, but honestly, I think we're gonna do this for another couple of weeks, maybe 10 weeks or 12 weeks, we shall see. This week of training has started off pretty well. I do legs and squats and legs and squats, quads, legs, squats, whatever, on Wednesdays, and I am feeling pretty ready in my body. Did a little bit of a run yesterday, just a 5K. It felt great, even though it's super cold outside. I have my half marathon on Sunday, at least I hope I do. They've been starting to post little warnings, we'll keep you posted on the weather progression as the week goes on. So probably on Saturday, the day before the half marathon, they will let us know if it's actually on or not, because there's a huge cold front in New York right now, and apparently there's gonna be a lot of snow coming on Sunday morning, and all of Sunday and all of Monday. I would be quite sad if they cancel it, honestly. I've not trained for this race at all, so I'm not sad because of a missed PR or anything. It's always fun to race. I love that it's in Central Park, but it's because it's so close to my house, so I could just roll out of bed and get ready and head over, start race right away. My other two half marathons I've definitely trained for, so I would probably just be sad because I'm missing out on the vibes, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's still on and I can run a nice sub 3 half marathon. I'm going to do my banks. If you watched my last vlog, you saw that I had some issues with my banks, and I think I figured out how to best style them. So I'm just gonna do I spritzed them with a little bit of water. As you can tell, I'm very not used to using a blow dryer and a curling brush. I really just have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll see. Not my best work, but that's only because I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna how to handle a blow dryer and a round brush at the same time. I don't know how you girls do it. It's crazy. I did do my blowout yesterday, so I slept with my sleepy tie, which I haven't used in a hot minute. I'm going on a business trip next week, and I just want to make sure that I know kind of how to do my hair the day before the flight, because I fly in and have meetings the same day, so maybe I'll fly with this contraption, or maybe I'll just do my hair the day before and then fly out. But anyway, I've been doing this Judy doll G05. It's a K-beauty balm thing, but it's a little bit tinted, and it comes with this metal applicator, which just feels so nice when it's cool. And I feel it lasts a while too. Let's unravel this and see what we have under here. I have not done a blowout with my shorter length layered hair, so for all I know it looks like a disaster, but yesterday it looked nice. But I have not used it along with this sleepy tie, and the sleepy tie I got for my longer hair, so as you can see we have some mishaps going on here, but maybe I can fix that. But yeah, I don't think the layers took very well to the sleepy tie. This looked much better yesterday evening, so I don't think I can use this with my shorter layered hair. No big deal. I'm squatting today anyway, so I'm gonna make my hair all sweaty and gross. Maybe we can put it up in some sort of half up, half down situation. Okay, I'm gonna head to work now. After office time, I went to the gym. So it was squat on the agenda, on the menu. And I love squatting in this gym because they have really good equipment. They have the proper plates, they have power bars. It's all lovely.
So I started with warm-ups, just a little bit increase each set as I got more comfortable under the bar. And I threw my knee sleeves on. These are the $10 ones from Temu or AliExpress or something, but they feel nice. My hip was still bothering me a little bit, so I tried to be very, very slow and intentional with my descent and all of my like depth and all of that, but it did feel quite all right, except for my wrists. They really hurt. But this is my top set. It was 260 and I did 8 reps, and I did not feel any pain during these reps. If I did, I would have definitely stopped. I need to find a way to kind of properly manage my fatigue in a smart way, because after all, you do grow when you rest and recover. You don't grow when you're in the gym. So I need to be smart about my recovery, and especially now that I'm like a little bit injured, I need to really just make sure that I hit my recovery days and like actually take time to stretch, do mobility, and definitely do warm-ups, especially before like more hip heavy days like my Wednesdays. So I'll be figuring that out as we go.
Okay, back from the gym, starving, I have to eat. It was a good session. Historically, I've only done 2 sets of 8 reps on squats, but I've now added a set for some more volume on the squat. So now I do 3 sets of 8s. So I did 225, 245, and 260. And it felt really not great. Like, I started the session feeling pretty shitty. Like, I don't know, like not really confident and feeling like my hip was bothering me, you know, like that thing that I've been yapping about since like before the marathon, the little hip issue I've been having. But the last set, the 260, really gave me confidence, and then kept on doing everything else that I have scheduled on a day like today, which is quads and glutes. So I did like some leg press and some stuff like that, and then this person came up to me and they were like, me and my fiance were talking about like how great your quads are or something like that, like my quads and my calves and like legs. And that was really nice because that person also has really great quads. So, you know, that was just lovely. It was exactly what I needed on a day where I felt a little less confident. If you know, you know. So you never know when you can really just turn someone's day around, and now I'm just standing here feeling great. So anyway, I came home to a little package, very little. The squeaking in the background is Hopper and his cow. Anyway, I have the AirPods that you like put in your ears, like the AirPod Pro, whatever. I think like the first versions of them. But for the past like year or maybe more even, they've had like this squeaky sound in them. Not squeaky, but like a scratchy sound. So they suck now. Like, it is so hard to wear them, like actually be able to enjoy the music or like listen to what the person is saying or whatever use case you have for AirPods. So I haven't used them in a very long time, but I find myself really missing quick AirPods and like ones that you can actually talk in. Like whenever I do my super long walks with Hopper, I'll call my family or something and we'll talk for like an hour. It would just be really nice to have that in my life again. So I got the newest AirPods, and what really sold me about the newest AirPods, I don't know if you guys knew this, I didn't. Cute. Ta-da! They have a heart rate sensor, so you can use these in the gym and like track your workouts through Apple Fitness in the gym, which is really nifty. But my favorite, like it has tons of features, like you can do translations through it directly and things like that. And I think you can also like control volume now, which is great. But anyway, my favorite feature is, first of all, if I can get them out. Oh, okay. You can use it as a remote, like for your camera. So like say I want to take check-in photos, I can just pop these in my ear and take my check-in photo. I don't know, like take a nice gym selfie, like, you know, just, yeah, it's just a fun extra thing. I ordered them yesterday from Apple and they came today with my customization and everything. Cute. So these are the AirPods. I mean, they look a little different. They're like, I don't know, they have some extra sensors. Probably because of the heart rate thing. Anyway, really exciting. I will be charging these up and maybe trying them when I walk hopper later today. But now I am super hungry, so I'm going to eat.
A little bit of dry shampoo later, and I really feel like these bangs were it this morning. So happy with my bang situation. Anyway, I'm packing my bag for the gym, which I will be going to after work. So it is a deadlift and hamstring glute day. So I'm packing everything into my teeny tiny Wolfpack bag, and then we hit the gym. I've got deadlifts, so you know the drill, but I'm doing conventional. And let me tell you, it did not feel super great. It looks better than it felt. I can tell you that much, but it just felt like I was weaker in this position, which makes sense because I haven't done it in a while, but it just was not clicking, and my loss of form control was way more apparent compared to when I do sumos. So it was a little bit of a disappointing deadlift day, I would say, but I'm doing this because of my hip issue. If I didn't have my hip issue, I could have done sumos, but given how you're kind of positioned in the sumo stance and like in the lockout, you really just exert your hip flexors essentially. So I wanted to kind of care for those and not do something that would set me back even more by hurting myself even more. So this is my top set here. I was planning on going much heavier than this, but after this set, I was like, no, we are not doing that. So I capped it here, but I did 3 sets of 8s at lower weight than intended, but at least I did do all 3 sets. So that is a win that I can take with me. But it didn't feel the best, and I think you can kind of tell from like my positioning and just like how I'm resetting that like I'm not really fully in this movement. But at least my AirPods were really, really nice. I loved them. I loved the volume feature, and I love that when you start speaking, they will pause your music or your podcast so that you can actually have a conversation without having to pause it yourself. So really, really lovely purchase, actually.
Hello, I am back and I am fluffed up. Fluffy sweater thing with matching fluffy pants, fluffy socks, and a fluffy cat. I had a bit of a like hair existential crisis last week. I think it was last week. But then I was like, you know what, girlfriend, you gotta like make a little bit of an effort, you know? Like you can't just roll out of bed and assume it's gonna look fine. Whereas historically, I was able to do that. And Waffles can always do that. Waffles always looks impeccable. Anyway, I guess bangs just, you know, take a little bit of work. And I think the bangs is what like killed my vibe last week. They were just like droopy and just flapped around like a dead fish on my face. So I Googled it a little bit. Less than 1 minute way to just make them look a little bit better. And it feels better. Obviously, they're not super good looking right now because I've been at the gym and sweated my butt off. So anyway, speaking of gym, if you've been here throughout, I don't know, a while, you know that I had some sort of hip flexor issue when I was tapering for my marathon. So that was mid-November of 2025, and now it's mid-January. I was able to run the marathon with no like hip flexor issue. Thank God. I was really concerned, but it went really well. And then after that, not really like any major concerns. I felt it here and there, and I think I mentioned it in a couple of vlogs that like it would just, I was trying to work through it or like work around it, but it was never as bad as it was this morning. Yesterday I did my squats. As you saw, it went quite well. Was it yesterday? Yes. So this morning I woke up and I was like, it's not good, because I felt it when I was just like walking, and I was like, listen, ChatGPT, this is what's up and what to do. And it was like, no matter what, do not run. Okay, except like I have a marathon on Sunday. No big deal. And it was like, okay,
fine. So run that. I wasn't expecting any miracles anyway. I was not expecting any sort of PRs this Sunday, so I'm perfectly fine with that. If I have to walk it, I will walk it. I've already like proven to myself that I can run a half marathon, run a marathon, so I'm only doing it for the 9+1. You know, as a result, I don't really mind if my time is like not great, whatever. So when it comes to like lifting though, it's a little bit more complicated because as a wellness bodybuilder person, I want big glutes, big quad, big hamstrings, and there's a lot of hip flexion that comes with those goals. Today I'm supposed to do sumo deadlifts. I have not done conventional deadlift. If you don't know the difference, conventional deadlift is when you essentially your arms are on the outside of your legs. Sumo deadlift is when your arms are on the inside and like you stand in a sumo stand. I did all of that 2016, 17, 18, 19. I did conventional, and then when I started bodybuilding, I didn't really do any deadlifting until like it's been in my program consistently now for the past maybe year and a half to do sumo deadlifts. That's kind of the technique I've hammered down, and I feel like I finally feel what I'm supposed to be feeling when I have a good deadlift set. I just feel like I'm more patient lifter, just grind through, you know, a few reps without feeling sad about it, you know. But with conventional, round back, not a lot of like class and just like, yeah. Anyway, all that to say is that today I had to do conventional deadlifts and it was not great. In fact, it was quite horrible. I worked up to 225 for 8 reps and it looks like decent speed. Decent, you can't really see my back because I did it, like I filmed that set from the front, but I could feel my back rounding. I could feel my brace slipping and it just felt really off key, if you can say that about lifting. Granted, yes, I haven't done conventional deadlifts in a very long time. I get it, but still, it should be like riding a bike, you know? So it was a little bit deflating. Obviously, I did the rest of my session to the best of my ability, given my hip situation. It was okay. It was an okay session. Not my best, not my worst. There's always something, you know, like as you might have noticed during these 8 weeks of filming, I've filmed and posted every week for 8 weeks, which is a first for me. I've never posted this much on YouTube before. But as you can see, there's a lot of ups and downs, like when it comes to just like trying to balance normal life with serious fitness goals. Really trying to prioritize the gym as much as you can, but like with things coming up. And like obviously now it's like I am prioritizing the gym 100%, but now I'm like working through and working around an injury instead. So it's like there's always kind of something that pops up that you kind of have to work through, work around, but it's just life, you know, like yeah, that's just life, I suppose. Let's see how this half marathon goes on Sunday. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm gonna chill in my little comfy clothes now with my pets and my husband. We are watching Atlanta on Hulu, which is quite good. Treacherous. I'm here like holding this. He's just like, oh, be careful, Hopper. You ran full speed down this hill. Yeah, you did. Let's go. Being careful. Crazy hair, crazy wind, but happy Friday. As predicted, they did cancel the Sunday race. So no half marathon on Sunday, which I suppose is good news for my
but a little bit of a bummer, a little bit, but business as usual this weekend. I'm just gonna train and sit at home. I'm really curious to see what this storm is gonna be like, because I feel like the US has a tendency to exaggerate a lot of things and everybody falls into a panic, and like it's like a bunker situation where they're like just stocking up for an apocalypse or something. So curious to see what it'll look like, if it'll actually be a crazy storm. If it is, it'll be a Sunday. Anyway, I'm on my way now to the library, and then I'm gonna get some groceries, and then tonight is date night. We're gonna go get some Mexican food, maybe a margarita, because I do get a free meal every week. So this is my free meal. I can't wait. I suppose this is the calm before the storm. Very minimal snow, although we do have some ice. It's like 35 degrees today. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for week 8, where we apparently battle through injuries and have luxurious Sundays after canceled races. I'll chat to you in week 9.